and welcome, citizens of Panem, to the 10th annual Hunger Games. See, it's a fun little thing because they have this like 50s aesthetic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to another Happy Pod, the only podcast in the world. My name is Nathan. As always, I'm joined by Lawrence, who's a dickhead, and he's going to tell us all about what this silly little show is.
Hello, Nathan. This is the show where we get together each week to discuss something in the realm of pop culture. It could be a movie, it could be a telly show, it could be a video game even. But the main thing is that we do so without any of the toxic discourse that is oh so prevalent these days.
I love games.
How long is this going to keep up?
I'm going to stop now.
Fair enough. It was good though. It's a good. You've matched the effect quite well.
I could keep it going. It's just simply a megaphone effect, and then I just change my voice to be a bit more, hello, you know,
A bit BBC uppity kind of.
a bit LP sort of thing.
If it sounds like I wasn't that amused, I am. It's just I'm subduing my laughter because it will turn into a coughing fit. But I was heartily amused.
Okay, it sounds like you couldn't give a fuck about me or my entire life.
No, see, look, that was a genuine laugh, and look what you've done.
Well, I take it extremely personally. Okay, so it sounds like you hate me, Lawrence. If I'm being honest.
It's not that. I came here with a pint of water and it is halfway empty already, and we are a minute in.
You should come to the podcast with enough fluid to last you throughout. Okay?
They only make cups so big, Nathan.
Well, bottle.
Oh,
You've got that big fuck off Stanley cup that's like the size of a fucking bath.
I don't know where it went.
What do you mean? I saw it the other day.
No, where? I haven't seen it in weeks.
I saw it the other day on a call. It's on your table. Have you checked there? Have you checked your dining room table?
I'll look after this.
Have
okay?
a look on your dining room table.
I will. What I need is one of them water bombs. I need a Panem drone to fly in a very dysfunctional drone to launch water at my head.
I missed that. Sorry.
Oh, it was a good segue as well. I don't know if I've got the gusto to deliver it in the same way again.
Great. Anyway, Lawrence, what are we talking about today?
Nathan, we are talking about The Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the longest movie title, potentially in the world.
It's not really that long.
It's long. It is long.
I've seen longer movie titles.
I could handle it if it was just the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
But then how are you getting that sweet Hunger Games IP in there?
Yeah, I get that. But then, I don't know, call it The Hunger Games Snake Time.
But that's not the name of the book.
Oh, well, then adapt it.
Why does the length of the title detract from the piece?
I never said it detracted from the piece. I'm just merely
you're
stating
complaining
it
about
long.
it.
No, it's just a long one. It's a long title.
You're complaining about it, though.
I am telling you, many times throughout the marketing of this movie, I forgot the full title.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a you problem because, first of all, you're an idiot. And second of all, you have the memory of a fucking goldfish.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Nathan, where is my Stanley Cup?
Exactly, Exhibit A. At no point have I forgotten the title of this. And you do that very annoying thing where you always go like, oh, the Ballad of Salad and fucking Chicken Fingers or some shit. You just say just something else, and to you it's the most hilarious joke ever. And I just roll my eyes and go, good one, Lawrence, well done.
The worst thing is mine are normally bad, but the Ballad of Salad is actually quite good. I quite enjoyed that one.
Great.
And it was off the fly. You can have that one on me. Nathan, Francis Lawrence has returned. He's returned to direct another Hunger Games movie. Have you read this
Francis
book?
Lawrence?
He's the director of all the other Hunger Games movies.
I don't care about that.
We spoke about him.
Did we?
I'm sure we did. Well, he at least... I mean, look, there's a fact. He at least did it, all right? He did all the movies.
If you're going to say something, at least be sure of it beforehand.
Okay, I'm sure he directed this movie and the others.
No, but you said we spoke about it.
Well, I thought it was normal to bring up a director on a movie podcast. All right? Sue me, okay?
All right, I just don't know the guy. Sue me.
I will. Great. I will right now.
Great. Because you love movies so much, even though you haven't watched one in a few days, Lawrence.
I've watched this one today, and I watched one yesterday. In fact, I watched two today, I'll have you know, madam.
Yeah, but wasn't the one you watched yesterday, wasn't it one you originally watched like 2 weeks ago or something?
No, I watched that one yesterday, and I watched two movies today.
Yeah, but the one you watched yesterday, what I'm saying is, didn't you just watch it like a week ago?
No, I watched it yesterday.
Did you not watch Dune Part 2?
Yeah, that was the day before, but that was a rewatch.
That's what I'm saying. You just watched it a week ago is what I'm saying. You watched a movie you saw a week ago again yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, you dickhead.
I'm so confused. What's your point? That I'm watching too
you're
many?
just rewatching a movie you watched a week ago. You're not watching new movies. That's what I'm saying.
That's fine. I don't. There's no rules. You set the parameters for the weird.
I feel like
No,
if you're saying,
I said this.
No, shut the fuck up. I feel like if you're saying you're gonna watch a movie every day for the full year, as something which you've already failed, by the way, then you can't just watch the same movie again and again. Like if you watch,
I haven't watched 365 fucking the same movie, have I?
No, but you've watched a movie twice in like a week.
Because I went back to rewatch it.
Well, I don't think it should count as your daily log, though. I feel like
it does.
Well, I don't think it should.
What did I or did I not, stating facts, watch a movie on that day?
You rewatched the movie on that day.
That's no difference. I watched a movie.
You rewatched a movie.
Okay, so that's still watching a movie.
You rewatched.
Also, by the way, these are the parameters that you're holding me to, and it's my thing, not yours.
These are my rules for you.
that I'm never following.
Well, you should, because they bring order. Okay.
Okay, yeah, but you may be like too much order. You're like a couple of people in this movie, Nathan, that I could point you at.
Who?
Owen from Torchwood.
Yeah. That was a shock to the system.
I was like, oh, hang on.
Yeah, I was too. And I was like, oh,
you look older than you used to.
He does, doesn't he? I was like, fuck, is that makeup or is that you, my guy? I don't know.
I thought they'd maybe like scarred his face up a little bit, but then I felt really bad because it got closer and I was like, oh no, he's just older.
Yeah. I was like, that makes sense. It was like 20 fucking years ago, but like.
I mean, look, it checks out and he's not looking bad.
Yeah.
He just looks older.
He does look older. Anyway, good for Owen, still getting work. Anyway, yeah, last September we did the Hunger Games before the new one came out, and then we just didn't do the new one. But now we're doing the new one.
We just stopped short of it for no reason whatsoever.
Well, no, to be fair, it was like a good 2 months before it came out.
Yeah, but then we just never went back to it. It took us like how long's it been out now?
Well, since like November.
Yeah, so we've had ample
so like about
opportunity.
5 months. Well, yeah, but the schedule was full.
That's true. Yeah, and famously, we've never changed that.
No. Well, we would have had to go to the cinema.
Yeah, true.
It's easy to do a last minute change if it's available at home, but like, I'm not going to the cinema for a last minute change, you know?
No. You didn't even pay for it today. You made me pay for it.
All right. Fucking hell.
I'm just saying, all right? That's just facts.
Fucking hell, sorry.
I'm not saying you don't
Do you want
pay
me
for
to
stuff.
send you the fucking £2.50?
I want half of the rent fee, Nathan. All right, that's what I want.
Well,
from you
said I'm getting the next one.
That's fine. Look, it's an honor system. I'm holding you to it.
Cheaper as well. But also that means you'll have to log into my account.
Oh,
so you have to log out on your TV and log into mine.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll just rent it. I'll just rent it myself.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I knew it. I knew. I'll give it to you. The setup was there. It was all there, just waiting to be seized. Anyway, speaking of getting seized, Nathan, let's seize the opportunity to talk about this movie.
If you do one more fucking segue, I'm going to shoot you in the face, okay?
That's fair. That is fair.
I'm sick of this.
I'm just getting us on topic, all right?
I'll fucking decide when we get on topic, okay?
Okay, Nathan, it's over to you.
I'm going full dictator now. I'm going full snow, okay?
Okay.
Speaking of snow. No.
No!
All right, so Hunger Games. We liked them.
Yeah, I was with them.
Yeah, they're good movies. They're good movies. They were good books. I haven't read this book, and I feel like I should now, because I think there's a lot to this, really, which can be a bit confusing at times.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to watch it again, and I feel like I need to read the book, because there's a lot going on here, and I'm not sure all of it has fully sunken in, if I'm being honest.
It feels like a pretty faithful. I mean, I can't say this for a fact, but it feels like it would be a faithful adaptation because this is like structured like a book. Like this isn't paced like a normal movie.
Are you saying because there's like 3 parts?
No, because there can be 3 parts, but like it's more the first part and the second part are very tightly connected, and the third part is like there's something completely different. Like it kind of also there is a perspective character, but then it kind of jumps them around. And it's like, and now we're talking to this guy, and now we're talking to that guy. It feels different to like a standard blockbuster pacing.
Here's something. All right, first of all, it's long. All right.
Yeah.
It's like you said to me, like it's like 3 hours. You better start watching. I was like, excuse me.
Yeah.
What?
Hold on.
Yeah. The Hunger Games is 3 hours. Why? First of all. Second of all, I was under the impression that Rachel Zelga,
Zegler, I think.
Zegler was the main character. And boy, was I wrong. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you were under that impression because all of the trailers were like, she's the main character.
Yeah. But it's not. Snow is the main character. He's the main guy. And I was very much like, this seems weird, but okay. It's interesting. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to... I don't know if I get it, all of it.
in what sense?
I don't know. I don't even know where I stand with it, really. I'm still kind of like... I'm still kind of not sure. Again, I feel like I need to watch it again. Let's delay this podcast, and I'll go watch it again.
Another 6-month interval between Hunger Games.
No, I don't know. Where you are with it? What's going on in your tiny little mind?
Thank you for a start. I think that this, like, the worst thing is, right, it doesn't all come together, but that's not to say that I was ever uninterested in what was going on. Like, there's 2 really good movies in here. But the fact that they're put together made the third act for me just be like, fuck, come on. Like,
in what sense it dragged?
And this is the weird thing, not that it even dragged, because there's some necessary components that you need to see Snow's paranoia develop, and he needs to become more disillusioned with the humanity that he's barely clutching onto, and barely it has to begin with, to be honest. But like, it just, I don't know. There's a good 2 movies in here. I like that at the start. It's very much
just
like
one movie.
No, I know, but maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe
Did you watch 2 movies?
No, I feel like I did, and the clock certainly felt like I did. No, it's like, you know, we always say about like
Mr. Oppenheimer lover over here.
No, you know, we always say Rogue One and Andor. They work for us because you get to see a previously behind closed doors working of like inner workings of evil.
I've never seen Andor.
Very true. Don't use my joke against me. I don't like that. Stop reclaiming this. But like, they work because you get to see these inner workings of evil going on, and you get to see someone rise up through the ranks and like power corrupting people, and then like the movie continues with that thread. But as soon as Snow gets like sent off to District, what the fuck are you doing?
12. I'm pointing at the book. Is there?
Oh, okay. I can't see. It's off camera.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, what the fuck are you lifting your arm for? But yeah, no, I don't know. The second the third act starts, I was a little bit like, the end is inevitable. I feel like it didn't need to take this long to get there.
But that's the story. I could say the same thing about Oppenheimer, and I have, and I will.
You have, and you will. But then like,
and you'll be like, but it's cinema, Nathan, and I'll be like, fuck it.
Well, I mean, look, I found it more interesting, but we're not doing that. We did that a couple of weeks ago, and I screamed, and you screamed, and everyone screamed. All right, I don't know. Look, I like this. It's never uninteresting to me, but it does feel like it needed a second pair of eyes on the script, and like a studio that could have made money off of 2 movies just went throw it all into one, I reckon, and that's baffling.
Is it weird to say I think it needs to be longer? Because I feel like this was rushed. Really, it feels rushed in parts, and I feel like that's the nature of adapting a book to a movie. You know, I feel like
how long's the book? Do we know?
It's not the same length as the other books. You can see it on my shelf.
No, I can't. We said this.
Well, just picture one of the books that you can see, and it's the same length.
Okay, all right, cool. I'll just picture a book I can't see, and then compare it to another book.
Just picture a book, Lawrence. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, that's clearly not what I'm asking.
It's like the length of a book, you know?
Oh, books. I see. Yeah, books. Yeah. Famously all one length.
No, it's about the same length as the other books, okay?
Okay, good.
So just picture that.
Cheers, thanks.
Yeah, I feel like it feels a bit rushed in parts. I feel like, and again, it's weird that it kind of is. I don't know if it is the longest segment, but that like third act itself feels quite rushed. It feels like we're churning through quite a lot of stuff there quite quickly, you know. And again, this is the nature of adapting books to movies. You know, it goes from like a 500, 600, 700 page story to a fucking 90-page script or whatever, and then you've got to like fucking condense it into a 2.5 hour movie or whatever, and inevitably stuff has to go because that's just the nature of it. But I don't know, miniseries maybe. I don't know what the solution is, but it feels rushed in parts. It feels not quite complete, really. So this is what I'm saying. I'm interested to read the book and see what didn't make the cut.
A miniseries could be a really good format for this because there are several plot threads going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And because we've kind of put in the shoes of Snow, we only really touch in with certain characters when he does.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't like all that stuff that was going on with fucking Sir something, Sedge.
Sacha Ronan.
No. What's his name? I wrote his name down somewhere. Let me find it.
I don't know. You just said Sir. I don't know what that is.
But that's what his name starts with Sir something. The guy that gets hung.
Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, Sir James.
I don't know who that is.
His mate that was like the rich boy and was like,
oh, that annoying prick.
Oh, I think he's the most interesting character in the thing.
He's annoying. He was just like fucking little rich boy playing activist, man. It annoyed me.
Yeah, no, but that's why he was interesting because it's like, oh, look at your little pretend empathy, and I think he does believe that he cares, and then the second shit gets real, he's like, oh,
well, yeah, that's what annoys me about him. Though.
Yeah, but he's interesting.
You say interesting, I say annoying.
But like, couldn't that be cool in a miniseries if they built him up to be like
I suggested the miniseries. Why are you why are you trying to sell me on it?
No, but that's what I'm saying. It could work. It could work better here because like
I've been swindled here.
If we were watching him develop slowly and we were thinking this guy was the hero that was gonna fucking be the foil to Snow, kind of thing, or at least like thought he was gonna be the foil to Snow, even though we know where Snow ends up, like. It would be cool to be like, oh, he obviously dies or something, or he obviously something happens to him, Snow finds out or something, but like, it could be cool to just see him just shit hits the fan and he goes, oh, I'm sorry. And suddenly he dies not as a hero, but as a little bitch.
About halfway through, I was like, is this guy fucking, thingy? What's his name?
Sir Anthony Hopkins.
No, fuck, what's his name? The guy who died.
The guy who died?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, is this guy Philip Seymour Hoffman? Because that would kind of make sense. But then I'm like, oh no, that makes no sense at all. Of course it's not.
Wait, you thought that guy was Philip Seymour Hoffman?
In my head, yeah. I was like, maybe it's that guy. But then I'm like, no, that of course not. That makes no fucking sense at all. But there was someone who was called like something Evansby, his name. But then they were just a background character and had nothing to do. So who knows?
Oh, it was like, that guy's in the originals.
Well,
sort of.
His like grandson is or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Unless he's a really old fucking bastard.
Yeah. Anyway, Lawrence, it's 67. It's a lot of years before the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
The books, the movies that we've seen.
Yes. The three.
This is set at the 10th annual Hunger Games, and the people are like, "Boo! Hunger Games are boring. It's like half an hour long. We hate it." Because like they haven't developed the format yet. They're just like they just take a bunch of kids, shove them in an arena, and then they just kill each other within half an hour. So it's like by this point it's like, well, okay, we'll watch that, I guess, and then we'll go out for dinner or something, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, ratings are stale, so they're like, hey, we're gonna turn this into a reality show now, I guess. So you rich kids who thought you was gonna all compete for some kind of graduation thing, which seems weird. It turns out instead you're going to compete to be mentors.
I like that no one's got it down. It's so unpolished as a format that like you've got fucking Lucky Flickerman like halfway through being like, now's as good a time as any to do some weather, I reckon. Like, this is where it's going to be snowing in fucking... Like...
I did find it funny that halfway through he was just doing the fucking weather forecast.
Yeah, and he's ringing his hotel like, yeah, it's going on way longer than we thought.
I'm not going to make that dinner reservation. Yeah.
You got anything later? We can push this back. Like, they're killing each other. It's moving a bit quick.
I don't quite understand why, like... Why did he need to be called Flickerman as well, though? Because then this implies that there's some great dynasty of TV presenters in the fucking Hunger Games universe. This Flickerman family who all just, I guess, succeed each other to host the Hunger Games.
Because it's a look. It's them, isn't it? Like,
I know,
and
the
worst thing is it's not even them, but it's like a look. It's a name.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like halfway. It's like at some point through this, fucking Lucy Gray's like, I think Katniss is a better name for this thing.
I liked that, though. I liked that. That made sense, I think.
Well, I mean, because I think it was explained in the Hunger Games where Katniss comes from, the name,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it is funny.
I think the way he relates to Snow as well makes it quite interesting.
Yeah, because he probably hears that later on when he's like a million years old and he's like, hang on a fucking second.
But we'll talk about all that. What did you think of the general aesthetic and vibes of this? Because it's like, it's gone from bleak, sort of generic no real timepiece, sort of futuristic setting to like, oh, now it's in the past, actually. Now it's in the 50s or whatever.
I like it. I mean, they have to make a conscious effort to make the film feel older as a piece.
It feels weird, though, because, like, from our point of view, this is the future. And technology and everything has regressed to, well, some of it has. Some technology and everything has regressed to the point where it's, like, this whole, like, 50s aesthetic and stuff, but...
Well, I get the sense that, like, the war really fucked everyone up a little bit. So they have been kind of, I guess, like, just cut off in terms of, like, leaps in technology and everything. And, like, the world is building itself back up again. So I get that sense. But then, like, on a larger scale, I feel like there's not as much... We spoke a lot in the Hunger Games episodes we did that we really liked how all the vibes and all the districts and the capital, they all had really distinct feels. And you kind of, there's a bit less of that in this.
You don't really see much of them. You only really see 12, really.
You see 12 in the capital.
And 12 is like Alabama now, for some reason.
Yeah, it's like, strange.
I didn't get that vibe at all in the movies, but like, I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I know that 12 have supposedly, by the time that Katniss's story is rolling around, they've had a particularly tough, grueling few years.
Yeah.
But, like, it is funny that, like, I don't know, there's some weird kind of ideas that clash a little bit, where it's, they go, we know what you did, Snow. You cheated in the Hunger Games. We're sending you to the worst place we can think of. I know that he chooses 12, but they're like, we're sending you to one of the districts where everyone's killing each other for a slice of bread, and it's all... Everyone's in,
but you can all go down to the local pub and have a nice sing-along with all your friends. And,
where spirits seem relatively high, and there's blue skies, and it's the summer of love, and we're kissing in a lake.
And these oppressive soldiers of fascism can drink with all their friends from the village who they oppress daily. And
they seem to be, like, relatively respected keepers of the peace and not dictators and oppressors. Yeah.
It did seem strange when they was all walking into that bar. That, like, there was just a guy, just like a general citizen of the district, just nodding at them as they come in, like, "Hey, what's up, fellas?" I'm like, this is like, I don't know, this is.
when they leave the bar, it's all like. When they leave the bar, it's all like business as usual. They're like, listen, I had a good drink with you last night, but you know I got to kill your mum today. All right, exactly. you know I got to do it. It's my job.
This is just like having a good time, and then suddenly all the Nazi soldiers walk into the bar, and you're like, oh, we should.
Yeah, but then the vibe doesn't change.
Yeah,
go, hey, Nazis, how you doing?
Yeah, come on in.
We're having a knees up in here.
We're about to sing a song.
Fucking Owen from Torchwood's doing the hoedown throwdown just in District 12.
It did remind me of fucking Hannah Montana, especially.
It's so country.
It is, and that's the thing. Like, Rachel Zelga, I forgot. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I think this is probably the first time I've ever heard her. Like, I've probably seen her in a movie, because, like, all I really knew about fucking Rachel Zelga was that people fucking hate her for some reason. I'm like,
they hate her because she's the new Brie Larson.
Yeah, basically. She's like, but she seems lovely. Or because I think she said, like, Snow White isn't gonna be, like, fucking sexist or whatever.
Oh, do you know those right-wing weirdos are making their own Snow White movie?
I know. Yeah.
They just keep giving themselves their own L's.
I know. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway. All I know is that weirdos seem to hate her, which I can understand, because everything I've seen of her, she seems like a very nice person. But I guess that's why they hate her. But yeah, this is the first time I've ever really seen her in anything, and like the first time she spoke, I was like, "What the? I was not expecting that."
That was not the voice I thought.
That was a complete shock to the system. This very small girl, and then just sitting this. Well, howdy, y'all. How y'all doing here today? Y'all know I quit drinking at 12 years old. I don't drink no moonshine.
This sure is a humdinger of a battle royale. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, she doesn't sound like that in real life. She just has a normal American accent.
I know, but it was genuinely quite a shock to the system.
She's like, there was a time where I think she's, and maybe she still is, because I think she's in some stuff that is coming out, like Snow White, obviously. But I think she's very much taking center stage as the next It Girl. Like, she was in West Side Story, and unfortunately, like, lumped in with a bunch of weird people.
I should watch that. Apparently, it's one of Spielberg's return to form. After
Yeah, but then the trouble is, you've got to watch Ansel Elgort as fucking Tony.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's the trade-off. So it was weird because that was her break. Like, she was literally no one, never done nothing before. And then like people were like, this girl's pretty special. And then Ansel Elgort's all that stuff came out, and then the movie just fucking bombed. And then I think she was in Shazam 2, I think.
Oh yeah, she was the villain, wasn't she? In Shazam 2, I think. But no, I think so.
But I think she's like in love with one of the other kids or something. No, she was a kid as well.
Okay.
Like I think she's playing younger. Yeah.
Okay. Well, no one saw Shazam 2 anyway. So.
No, exactly. Yeah. So it's not really a smudge on the record, really.
Yeah. No.
Doesn't count if no one saw it.
This is like definitely the biggest thing she would have done, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely the thing that most people would have seen her in.
Yeah, because Hunger Games has still got that cult following. Like,
yeah.
It's still one of the what do you call them? What's that? I know not just you, but that.
YA.
That's it. Yeah. It's like it was one of those big franchises from back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is also like just on the weird like country vibes of District 12. There's also like this weird kind of situation going on in the capital where like everyone's snooty and snobby and rich, but no one's got a pot to piss in and no one has any money. Like
I feel like that's just Snow, isn't it? And his family.
Well, there's Snow, but then there's also like everyone's competing for money.
Well, everyone.
I want the graduation scholarship or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And like, but I feel like if they don't win it, they can just buy their way in. But they do all seem very aggressive about it, and they are all just like that scene is very fun because like that first scene where like Snow goes to school and everything. It's like the movie goes very far out of its way to show you these are all horrible people. Like straight away it's all like fucking. Oh, no, I actually walked today and gave my chauffeur the day off. And, you know, his friend is like, well, you should kill him for that or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And, like, they're doing the reaping because that happens pretty early on. Like, that's why it does move fast for the first little bit. And it's saying, it's the Hunger Games. We've all been there. We know what this is. They're doing the reaping.
Yeah.
But then, like, the reaping is kind of shown from a different perspective. It's shown from the mentors of the tributes perspective.
Yeah.
And they're all like, like the one of them gets the fucking, it's I can't remember who they show on screen, but one of them is like, I got the runt of the litter, god damn, like I got this, and they're all kind of judging books by their covers of just these people that are gonna get slaughtered.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't want to get lumped with the fucking the one that is small or the one that like, is out of shape or something.
The little no ones from District 8 and 12 and all this sort of stuff.
Like, oh no, there's a little girl. I've got a little girl. She's obviously going to die immediately.
Yeah.
Like I do like that you do immediately. Like there's not a single person in that room that I'm like, yeah, I can get on board with this or get on board with you. Like they never, even Snow, the times where he does good things, it's just someone being like, if you do a good thing that will make you look good, I'll give you some money. But like, he's always doing it for his own agenda. That's like not for doing a good deed.
This is what I struggle with in this movie because like the focus on Snow as the main character, it's an interesting choice for sure. He is like literally the main villain of the original trilogy, and now he's our main character of this one. It's sort of a Anakin Skywalker prequel situation, but quite different.
This is why I think they should have taken way more, like 2 movies. Build him up as a hero and then fucking make him crash down and fall.
Yeah, but it felt like they wasn't sure. Like they wasn't sure how to portray him. They were like, we can't make him too sympathetic because he's Snow. You know, he's the main fucking villain.
We made you hate him for 4 movies like 10 years ago. Yeah.
But then at the same time, we can't make him too villainous because he's our main character and we need, you know, to fucking follow him throughout the movie and people won't be on board with that. So they kind of do this, I feel like, and I don't know if this is the book or the movie, but there's this kind of like half-assed approach where it's like, oh, I'm poor, so I'm better than all of you. Well, like, I'm nicer than all of you and I can understand some of the struggles of these people and I think they shouldn't be locked up in a zoo, actually. But then doesn't really do anything about it, and like fucking at no point does he like really try to challenge the system and help these people. You're right, you know, it's everything he does is really for his own sort of gain. Really, it's also he can win this scholarship, and maybe he falls in love. I don't know, but I don't know. It just seems a bit half-assed and not fully committed in some ways.
See, I completely get where you're coming from, and that was kind of my first thought on it as well. But like, I do think I think it's quite cleverly handled almost in a way. And maybe this is me, like, wanting to see something that maybe isn't there. But there is this, for me, there's this element of you're right. They need an audience to like the protagonist, at least a little bit.
And I did. I was caught up. I was like, I like this guy. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, I shouldn't use Snow.
Yeah, but hang on a minute.
Yeah.
It's like you watching The Crown. You forget that you're watching King Charles.
It's exactly like me watching The Crown. Yes.
And you're like, hang on, all these guys fucking suck.
Yes.
But one of them's crying.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, William and his dad are hugging. Isn't that... No!
Oh, they're so cute. Oh, wait, they're both fucking horrendous people. Yeah, no, I think they tiptoe that edge quite well, because there's like, they do have him doing good things and doing good deeds.
Yeah.
But all throughout it is purely for his own nefarious gain. Like, even when he's like, I don't think these people should be in a cage. It's when the cameras are rolling, and it's when he goes there and he's like, the way I can rise through the ranks and like the way I can climb the ladder here, of bureaucracy and whatever, like, he knows that he needs fresh ideas. And ironically, those fresh ideas just happen to coincide with the sympathy that should be shown to the victims and the tributes. Because like, I think even Peter Dinklage has a great line of coming up to him like halfway through the games and being like, even if you win, I'm not going to give you the money. I wonder if you still give a shit about her surviving or not.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's one of my kind of, not favorite aspects of it, but like, I quite like how they handle that they never show Snow as, whenever Snow is doing a good deed, it's always because it will benefit him and not for the good deed's sake itself.
But then, yeah, I see what you're saying, and that is interesting. But then it leaves me more confused with his actual intentions, and like,
yeah, it does confuse him a little bit. Yeah,
and like when we're in District 12, I'm like, is this real?
I don't think you can shoot at someone you love. I think it was all a means to an end, a little bit. And then the second he realizes that the second she's like, I'm off going to look for Katniss, not the person, the thing. And then
that all felt very rushed as well.
Oh, it really did. She was like, you killed 3 people?
Yeah.
I don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that all felt... And then she just disappeared for the rest of the movie.
I was like... that was one of the things that, in this movie, that for me, I know you're saying different, but for me, felt like went on forever. Like, you're not even going to tell me what happened to her, and maybe it's left open-ended in the books, but like, as an audience member, it doesn't matter. Like, you're adapting the book. If it's not in the book, then it's still the same story. I'm like,
I think it is supposed to be quite a bit of a mystery. The idea of what happened to Lucy Gray.
Yeah. Because then you get Peter Dinklage saying like, mysteries have a tendency to make people go mad, and I'm like, and I get that the idea is that she's supposed to be kind of living rent-free in his head and all that, because there's the Jabberjays echoing her call, and he shoots her, but he never sees any blood on the floor.
I don't think he actually shot her. I don't think. I think that was the snake bite effect on his mind.
Oh, do you reckon? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he actually saw her. No.
Well, but either way, his experience is, I thought.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. I think it's in the first book that because it's from Katniss's perspective, it's Katniss narrating it. I think she says something to the effect of like, District 12 has only ever had 2 winners, one of them being Haymitch and one of them being some girl 60 years ago that no one really remembers, or something like that. It's just one quick, very vague line about like, someone no one really knows like who she is or what happened to her. So there is this kind of like a mysterious element about what happened to Lucy Gray.
That's the other kind of weird thing the movie leaves you to grapple with. Is I know they don't have a handle on like, they need the victors to come and do the tribute run, the lap around the other fucking districts. Like, I know they haven't commercialized the Hunger Games yet.
That's what I find interesting about it. The fact that when we see it in the original movies, it's developed and the formula is locked in and it's fucking in place to a T. Whereas like here, it's it's raw, it's very rough around the edges. They don't quite know what the fuck they're doing with it and all this kind of like the literal fucking arena where they're hosting the games gets bombed the day before, and then they're like, we don't have anywhere else to do it, so we're still gonna fucking use it, I guess.
It adds that kind of. I like that design wise because it makes it more interesting. Like,
it does
you've got
make
the
it more
collapsed colosseums, but like without it, is their plan? You're all like, you can't get underground, you can't get high up. You all just fist fight until you die.
But yes, though, yeah, essentially, because like the other ones, they last like half an hour and then they're just over. You know, it's just everyone runs in, grabs a knife, and just fucking kills each other until one's left or fucking no one's really left. You know?
Yeah. What do you make of the games themselves?
Here's something I wanted to bring up. Okay, so the Hunger Games themselves, when it starts, very interesting the way it's shot. I think you got this kind of like really up close perspective on Rachel Zegler. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna call her Lucy Gray. Okay.
Yeah, probably for the best. Yeah.
You got this like really up close perspective. It's kind of like a one shot, but like we're just kind of focused on her and the way it's like. The way it's shot, where she's just like ducking and weaving through everyone, I really found that really interesting. I thought it was really well done.
Kingsman, Matthew Vaughn, the church sequence.
Yes.
When Colin Firth is like,
how could I forget the church sequence? It's like a Leonard Skinner's Freebird.
Made that song a meme, but worth it, I think.
Yeah.
But no, it's like that. It's the camera is whipping all around the shop.
I think it's different than that. That is very quick cuts trying to disguise the cuts and lots of like bodies being pressed against the camera to hide the cuts and this kind of stuff, you know. This feels a lot more like focused than that. I think
less engineered, more frantic.
And all the better for it. I think it does feel very kind of, you really do get a sense of her like sort of like, what the fuck is going on here, sort of stuff. And I think it's good. I think it's effective.
They use like a fisheye lens. This really distorts that peripheral vision of everything.
Yeah.
I like that. The camera is also like, this is the thing, right? Because the Hunger Games is
it's a Digby Chicken Caesar camera.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But they it's swooshing about. She's ducking and diving, weaving, and all sorts. And then like, she gets underground, and it goes on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's where I kind of lose interest in the Hunger Games stuff
because it becomes so fucking boring after.
But I feel like it's supposed to though, because like everyone gets bored, like that. Even the host gets bored, you know. And
I get their intention entirely.
Yeah.
But then if the trade-off is that I'm bored as an audience member, then you've gone too far in one direction.
Yeah.
Like, because for me. Right, like, and we can boil this down to even playing a fucking game of Fortnite, right? Like, a battle royale, even in a wide open area, should feel tense and like you're never quite safe. It should always have a rising tension going on. It's one of my favorite fucking things about the first Hunger Games movie is that she's in a forest, right? And there's only fucking like 24 other people or whatever, 23 other people maybe, right? But then like, at any point in any bush, they take so much attention and care to like show a bush kind of like rustling in the wind.
Yeah.
And for Katniss to get freaked out by that, because that could just be a person in a bush waiting to shoot her or whatever. Like, they do that, and it's mind-boggling to me that the smallest arena in the Hunger Games trilogy, or the Hunger Games franchise as a whole, the smallest arena feels the least dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, it's different.
Like, they have time to like line up like bodies, but then also it's like if Lucy fucking Gray comes out, she'll die immediately, and it's like, where's that in between? Where's that balance?
Yeah. I feel like it's like I feel like that's a little bit different though. I feel like it's like the times Lucy Gray comes out, like specifically the other people are hunting for her, like when the guy lined up the bodies, and a scene which I like because the thing I like about it is he fucking rips the big flag down from the wall. Like, to the people watching, that is the most offensive and shocking thing they've seen. Not the 12-year-old getting fucking cleaved in the face. It's the fact that he ripped down their flag and they're like, oh, no, you know?
Yeah.
That was quite funny, to be fair.
You've got them like not batting an eyelid to dropping a snake bomb on a fucking little girl with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And then like, then they're offended by like, no, my symbol of fucking
My flag.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we live in a world where that probably is real and true.
Accurate. It's accurate.
Yeah.
It is fucking accurate. Flag shaggers are weird. Anyway,
I've never heard that, flag shaggers.
you've heard that. I've said that.
Have you?
Yeah, many times.
Well, it's fresh today, clearly, but I like it.
I've said that many times. Yeah, no, I feel like when he did that, it was kind of like a point in time where everyone else was asleep, wasn't it? Wasn't it late at night or something?
I mean, maybe, but like, how asleep are you really going to be in this? Like, how much rest are you allowing yourself?
I don't know. You have to rest.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know. I'm staying awake as long as I can in this scenario, especially because they're known to last maybe half an hour. Like, I'm not. I can stay awake for a couple of days if it means I get the rest of my life.
You can't stay awake a couple of days.
I could if someone was fucking chasing me with an axe or something, or a pitchfork.
I don't know.
I do like that you get these kind of these ideas are carried over, but I guess in chronology, like inspired here, where you get a group of tributes that are like, we're the big boys, we're the main group that go out hunting.
Well, yeah, this is kind of the inception of the making deals and the making survival packs and stuff, which, you know, very much becomes a thing in like later Hunger Games, but.
You just hope that like they all just sit there on blind faith that someone will pick them all off slowly, so they won't have to kill each other.
I found it really interesting how like the sort of like main antagonistic girl, she was like, she's very purposely framed in a sense that you're not supposed to like her. She's like very immediately, like when we first meet her, she's like very immediately aggressive towards Snow and even fucking Lucy Gray and stuff, and you know, she quite brutally kills all these people, and she does a lot of like quite bad shit in the games themselves. But like when it comes down to it, and when she has her moment and gets like fucking swallowed up by the snakes, you know, she's fucking begging Lucy Gray for her life and saying, "Don't let it be for nothing. Don't let me have killed everyone for nothing." That fucking got me, man. I was like, oh, and I was like, now I feel bad for disliking you because I get it, you know? You're just an angry young person who was ripped away from your home and forced to fight in these games to fucking appease the rich masses and shit. Like, of course you're angry, you know? Yeah. Like, now I feel bad. Well done, movie. You made me feel bad.
It is good that you get that kind of, like, turnaround. And the movie, like, it very quickly, like... This is what I'm saying. I'm so mixed on it in general because it's clever enough. The movie script and like workings are clever enough to manipulate you to make you feel like a Hunger Games audience member. Like it's to make you be like, either not cheering them on, but like, oh, I have a strong emotive connection with this girl because she keeps fucking killing people and she's obviously the one that's going to win this thing. But then you lose sight of the fact that like, oh, she's doing this and she has these capabilities because the Hunger Games has unfortunately unlocked a part of her that is this fucking animal that is, you know, cold, calculating and manipulative. And like, you get the sense that like, if she had survived this, much like Katniss to a degree, she would have, or I guess Haymitch is a more accurate comparison. They would have never come out the same person. Like they would always carry those scars because it's not who they are, but it's what they were made to be. Which is an interesting thing, I think. Yeah.
What do you think of the music? There's quite a few songs in this. I think Rachel gives some amazing performances. I think she's got a great voice.
Oh, she really does, and she's doing it in a style that is very much not hers, and an accent that is not hers too.
Yeah.
I caught myself, you know, having a little foot tap, a little head bop.
She played the certified classic.
What?
The song from the movie.
Yeah, the OG. Yeah. I feel like once she unlocked that song, it was the only song she could sing for the rest of the movie.
No, she sang other songs.
No, yeah, she did up until that point, and then as soon as she unlocked the "Are you going to the tree?"
No, I think she sang another song after that, didn't she? She was at the bar. She was at the speakeasy or whatever.
Oh, was that after that? Was that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, she's good. I did like her performances. I always felt a bit tonally distant because you're out there watching Peacekeepers boogie on down to it, and I'm like, this feels tonally unsure of itself.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like
the one she did during the games themselves, like with the snakes coming up, was fucking amazing, man.
Yeah, really, really
It was
good.
so good, man. Really good. I like the one she did during the reaping as well, and it was this kind of like weird theatre kid energy with a murderous twist on it, which was quite fun. And I also love that during the reaping she just like shoved a snake down the fucking mayor's daughters.
Yeah, because she was waiting for it. She knew it was coming because of
Yeah.
all the kind of backwards inner workings of the town. I do like that concept as well. That it's not a big televised event, so they're not as outwardly kind of they're not impartial. They're very biased.
Yes. This is what I enjoyed about it as well. By the time we're at the 74th and the 75th Hunger Games, they're very much bought into their own lie that this is for the betterment of the whole country, and it's not just to appease us rich cunts. It's good for everyone, and everyone enjoys this. And aren't we great for giving these people the chance and all this kind of stuff? But here it's like, I think we even spoke about it during the Hunger Games episodes. There's this veil, there's this mask, which is in place there, and it's very much not in place here. It's still, the war and the dark days, as they call them, are within recent memory. So everyone very much knows what the struggle is like and what has been going on beforehand. So yeah, I
feel like that weirdly does make them, as the rich cunts, in some ways, and it doesn't always come across, but in some ways more sympathetic to the tribute's plight a little bit, because they've also the movie opens with Snow and Tigris, who was, I guess, his cousin or sister now.
His cousin,
they're the ones on the other side of it. They're the kids scared in a war, and they're like you. So you get this sense that there's this generation that, like, whilst the games have been around since they were young, there is this kind of sense of when someone asks them, and it happens maybe twice and then again at the ending, what are the Hunger Games for? What is their purpose? No one has an answer. They're all just like, it's to punish the people. And it's like, I that's the kind of thing I do like about this as well, because like the movie focuses on Snow, and that's debatable as to whether that's the best choice or whatever, but when it gets to the end, he is the only person that can clearly articulate his ideology of evil, of the game should be this. And you get the sense that, like, he really ushered in a new era of change, his kind of reign and rise to presidency and everything.
How great is Viola Davis?
Oh, I had some little things, and that is the first one. She is so good.
Invented acting, for real. She literally,
even with a goofy role like this,
amazing, so fucking good. She, no matter what she's in, Viola Davis fucking kills it. Like, she is earning that paycheck every single time. Even fucking the Suicide Squad, the bad one. She's fucking doing an amazing job every time she shows up.
Wait, I think Suicide Squad is the bad one. I think
is it? No, Wait.
I think the Suicide Squad is James
Whatever
Gunn's.
the fucking first one is.
Yeah, the bad one.
The bad one. You all know what the bad one is.
Oh, but then apparently some people don't. Some people actually think they're like, this. At least the first one has style. Like, are you blind? Yeah.
No, it doesn't. That's the style of a fucking trailer, maybe. Yeah. The style of being fucking cut up to fuck by a company who didn't even make the movie.
Who own a bunch of neon presets and had a dream. Yeah. I don't know. It was
And the style of that movie is, we saw Guardians of the Galaxy, let's copy James Gunn's style.
Chekhov's jar of snakes, by the way.
Great payoff with that jar of snakes. When Snow went back there, I was like, what the fuck's he doing? And then he pulled out the little handkerchief. I was like, oh, good plan. Yes, he's giving them
smart,
a
man.
Yeah. Smart boy.
That's the thing about it. Like, you're watching a man who is slowly learning to be more cold and calculated.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of trick the system and play the game a little bit better. Unlike his mentors, who's just like, Viola Davis, she's like, I know everything about everyone, but I can't think of a single fucking idea. So then she's like, I'm going to be your mentor, Snow. But really, this is a guise because I need you to come up with some fresh shit. And then there's Peter Dinklage, who is like... Do you feel like he's kind of locked into Tyrion?
No, this feels different to Tyrion.
Do you think?
I think, yeah.
Maybe it's Peter Dinklage just swigging booze that makes me think.
Yeah, maybe.
And he's kind of got that disinterested in upper class and royalty that Tyrion has. Like that vibe of like, oh, I'm here and hoity-toity around all these little snobby freaks, but I don't give a shit about this.
I feel like Peter Dinklage, I really like him as an actor. I think he's great.
Yeah.
And I also really respect the fact that he's like, I'm not playing any more characters with dwarfism. You know, I'm an actor. I'm just playing fucking characters from now on. So stop writing these like fucking high jokes or whatever. Like, I fucking really respect that about him. I think that's quite cool. And yeah, he kind of like, you get Peter Dinklage, you're gonna have this character who is like a bit like fucking, well, fuck you, because that's what he does well. You know,
he does do that really well.
Yeah, he does play this kind of character who like who always knows more than you and is always like playing several games at once, and that's kind of why you get Peter Dinklage, because he is good at that sort of stuff. Yeah, I see what you're saying with the Tyrion comparisons, but
it does feel it's similar in role capacity, but it is distinctly different enough to feel like, oh, I'm not just watching Tyrion here.
Yeah.
He's not having to do a weird English accent.
I was literally just going to say, he's not doing a bad accent at the same time. So
I would gladly give my life for the whole pack of you.
Who among us knows more than Bran the Brave?
Oh,
remember that ending?
I do. Have you seen that video where I think he was doing press for Game of Thrones, and someone pulls out their phone and goes, "Have you seen this?" It's like obviously like a kind of a press junket interviewer. They go, "Have you seen this?" And it's that Game of Thrones theme song, but instead of the lyrics, it just goes, Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter... And it does the whole Game of Thrones theme song, but only saying Peter Dinklage.
And they show him the whole thing?
Well, I presume so, but the clip only has like 30 seconds of it.
Okay.
But it takes him
even
10
30
seconds to be like...
sounds like it's too long of that.
Yeah, especially because it's like a weird self-indulgent joke about him.
I feel like you need 3 seconds of that maximum. And
yeah, I've got the concept.
Yeah.
But like his reaction, he's like very much like, wow. Okay. Like it's very much like, I am uncomfortable, stop now.
You ever want to have a laugh, watch some of the press junket stuff for season 8 of Game of Thrones with just any Emilia Clarke.
Oh yes,
season 8 press interview. It's like, it's just like, yeah, it's pretty good. You know.
Yeah. The way that she says there's one specific interview where she goes, "Best season ever," and and she bursts out. She can't even get through it without laughing. And you've got poor fucking Grey Worm, Rally Ritchie, in the corner, just being like, they definitely like trying to bring it back, and she's like smashed out of her face, creasing at the idea of it being good. Like,
I can't even blame her. Like the fucking the character assassination. Oh.
It really was.
Anyway.
God.
That's Game of Thrones talk for this week.
That is Game of Thrones talk. What else is going on in this? I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface of this.
I'll tell you what I do like. I do like... well, do I like it? I don't know.
That's our relationship with this whole movie.
I know,
it's like,
it is.
This is interesting, but do I like it?
It is. I like the Lucy Gray and Snow stuff. I like... I like it in retrospect of like... It like explains so much about Snow in the original trilogy. I feel like
yes, it does,
I feel like it gives us a perspective on why he's immediately like, oh, brunette girl from District 12. She's called Katniss, and you know she's very much a rebel and a fighter and refuses to play by the rules. And she straight away she's reminding him of fucking Lucy Gray, which is why he's so fucking kill her now. You know. And I feel like it provides good context for that. Again, it does feel rushed, especially that third act stuff. It really feels like... Because, like, I don't know, it's like the fucking... They have, like, a date at the lake or something.
The Summer of Love.
The Summer of Love. It did remind me a little bit
in an
of
impoverished town where no one can eat.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. And it did remind me a little bit of like Padme and Anakin's date, you know, where he's like, maybe I should be a dictator, actually.
Yeah.
She's like, what?
That
but then
sounds
they
like
just
a bad
never
idea.
talk about it again.
Let's roll down the hill instead.
Yeah, let's roll down the hill while I surf this big CGI bull or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. Yeah, and then they're like, it all like the catalyst event for them going on the run, it all happens very quickly. Like I'm just here watching like a nice little scene of Lucy Gray singing a song at this local speakeasy, and then suddenly Snow shot someone, and and she's crying her eyes out, and he's like, "It's okay, we'll run away," and she's like, "Yeah, okay, let's run away." And I'm like, "Fucking hell, give me a chance to catch my breath!" Like this all just came out of nowhere. I feel like.
See, I get. I think. After that scene, I got on that mindset that you're in. But, like, the scene itself, I thought was quite... It served two interesting kind of itches in my brain that needed scratching. The Sir James guy, like, he's there, like, trying to provide funds and money. And, like, I do believe as a character he has the best intentions, and he does believe that he is empathetic towards these people. But I quite like that it's kind of... more a case of he doesn't really have empathy for these people. He more has hatred for his father. And he also is incredibly naive to how the game works, because he's like, I give these people some money, and then he goes into a room and they're like, well, we spend the money on guns, we're going to shoot people, and he's like, no.
Yeah,
that makes me look bad. I'm not risking things for this. Which I do think he gets a wake-up call, and Snow is right to be like, you fucking naive, you've caused this. And then I also quite like that it's really a low moment for Lucy Gray, where at the start of the movie, she's like, I don't sing when I'm told to. And then like this scene ends with him being like, you need to go the fuck upstairs, you need to sing a little song, and that's how we survive this. And she's like, okay. And then it sets them on edge for the rest of the movie. They don't trust each other.
Yeah.
Because she, I guess, realigns her acknowledgement of him as someone that gives her orders. And she's not about it. Which, I don't know, I thought that scene was quite effective, but then it...
I think it's effective, it just feels rushed, I think.
Yeah, it did barrel towards the fucking...
It was just like, and now everything is happening all at once, you know? It was very just like, here we are.
They devoted more time in the ending to not the Lucy Gray fallout, but them. There was about 8 separate scenes where they were like, and now you have become Snow.
There was, yeah.
And it's like, I don't need to see his family, Viola Davis, Peter Dinklage, the public at large, his new coat. I don't need... just give me one of them and devote an extra 15 minutes to this relationship just falling apart, because that's supposed to be the catalyst for why he turns.
But Lawrence, what if it faded to black and we heard the original Snow say his quote from the movie?
I went, oh, did Donald Sutherland record new stuff for this? And I went, hang on, isn't he dead?
Is he dead?
I think he might be dead.
Really? Is he dead? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he was old enough 10 years ago.
No, they just took his fucking line from the movie. Of course he didn't record new stuff.
Well, they AI'd him. Maybe.
No, they just took the line from the movie.
No, he's not dead. He's getting on. He's 88.
Yeah, I didn't think he was dead.
Good on him.
Yeah, you're thinking of Philip Seymour Hoffman.
No, I know definitively that he's dead.
Well, yeah, well, that's what you're thinking of. What do you think of the mercy killing from the argument of, is it a mercy killing? Is it a bloodlust from the the guy who they hung up in the center?
Oh yes, yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think it was doing two things. I think the first thing was a little bit of a performative, I'm cutting this guy down. Mm-hmm. But I also think maybe she wanted, I don't know if it was the first person she killed, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but like, I felt there was a little bit of a sense of like, this is kind of a free opportunity for me to get my head around killing someone. Because it's kind of what the movie does, the whole thing is, I can do a good thing for the wrong reasons here. That's kind of what I read from it, but
I don't necessarily get that vibe, really.
But, I mean, that's fair. I was more interested in the fact that they strung him up in general. I thought that was quite a powerful thing. And then you have big performative activist over there being like, you will suck hard. I'm going to throw my chair at the telly and then go back to my dad's fucking mansion and cry. Yeah.
It was another weird moment when like fucking like at one point they were like, oh, Snow, you have to go into the Hunger Games. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in this movie, man?
Yeah,
I'm
why
so
him?
fucking confused. What? Like, I got it after a little bit, but then I was like, this movie is all over the fucking place. It feels uneven. I like it, I think.
It's a string of half-interesting concepts that they put together and went, movie. And this is what I mean about it kind of feeling like, again, I haven't read the book, but it feels like an adaptation of a book where nothing was changed.
You haven't read any books.
No, I've read some books. Nathan, what else is going on in the Hunger Games, the Ballad of Salad?
You see, there it is. Very good.
That's your one. Thank you.
No, not much to be honest. I reckon we're done.
I reckon we might be as well.
Yeah.
All right, Nathan, it is time for recommendations. It's the time in the show where we recommend some stuff to each other and to our lovely listeners. It could be something we've watched, read, listened to, experienced. Basically, anything we've done this past week that we would love to share with each other and to your good selves. Nathan, what are you recommending this week?
I'm not. You are.
Haha, the joke. I'm recommending something I just can't stop rewatching. It's Dune 2, everybody.
Really?
Yeah. Why can't I?
No, you can't. I guess.
Thank you. Don't look. We both took a pause. I didn't have anything. It wouldn't have been my go-to, but I'm working with it. All right.
Mine's also something I've experienced.
Okay. All right. Fine. We'll forgive each other this one time. Anyway, yeah. Doom 2. Good movie. Very good movie. Big old sci-fi epic.
Someone pointed out, I can't remember. It might have been a TikTok, but you know that like song that always plays. Like that's the only real thing I know about Dune because I haven't seen either of them. But someone pointed out that it sounds like Kurt Hummel from Glee, and I haven't been able to hear it any different.
I need
since then.
To forget you said that. Purely for my sanity.
You won't. I'll make sure you
that pops up at certain moments where I really don't want to be thinking about Kurt Hummel from Glee. Oh, I really am wishing I didn't fucking recommend Dune 2. Anyway, go see it. It's a good movie. Denis Villeneuve, great sci-fi director.
Denis Villeneuve.
It's Villeneuve, isn't it?
It's French. It's Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
You once thought Joaquin Phoenix's name was Johan Phoenix.
Yeah, all right. That was the dark days.
Don't trust yourself. Denis Villeneuve.
I'm sure I've heard it pronounced that way.
By people who are wrong.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to find a clip of him saying his own name and I'm going to put it in the episode here.
Hi, I'm Denis Villeneuve.
Anyway, Nathan, what are you recommending?
Wait, are you done on Dune? You didn't say anything about it.
Look, go watch it. It's a good movie. It's a good time. We both know how to pronounce the director's name.
It's about big worms or something.
Big worm. No, genuinely, it's really good. I've seen it in IMAX. I've also seen it on a smaller little screen in the cinema, and it's a great experience both times. Obviously, I will tip my hat to the IMAX experience. But
what if I want to watch it on TikTok in 17 parts, Lawrence?
Then you can do it. That'd be terrible, but you can do it. Nothing's gonna. I mean, you can't do it right now. It's not out yet.
What if I want to watch it on my iPod Shuffle?
What if I want to watch a cam rip in my of a video of a TikTok on my iPod Shuffle?
Yeah. The joke was that the iPod Shuffle does not have a screen, Lawrence.
Does it not?
No. That's why it's called the iPod Shuffle.
What's the? Is it the Nano that has a screen? A really weird.
All the other iPods apart from the Shuffle have a screen.
Well, you can't watch it on a Shuffle then.
No, because it doesn't have a screen.
And I get the joke. I'm not old enough to remember what a Shuffle was.
What do you mean old enough?
You're out here shuffling back in the 1800s whenever
every
you were born.
day I am shuffling.
Nathan, what are you recommending?
I'm recommending LMFAO's Party Rock Anthem.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Shuffling. No, do you remember that big robot who was in all their videos?
Anyway,
I do. No, I have recently been playing Arkham Knight. Well, I recently played through all the Batman Arkham games, apart from Arkham Origins, because it's not available on PS5 unless I subscribe to PS Plus Premium, which I'm not doing.
Are you one of the purists that's like it's not even part of the canon?
Well, it's not technically,
but it's a good game.
I've never played it, to be fair. I'm sure it's fine.
Purist is he?
but I played the main trilogy. Okay.
Yeah. Troy Baker does the Joker. He's surprisingly good at it.
Good for Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Who plays Batman?
I don't know. I think it's still Kevin Conroy.
It's not Conroy. Because if it was Conroy, it would be Hamill.
Arkham. Was it Origins?
Origins, yeah.
Roger Craig Smith.
Oh, that's Ezio.
Fuck, that's where I know his name from.
Yeah, that's Ezio. He's a good voice actor.
Alfred.
Alfred.
I'm afraid I know nothing of these jokers.
Oh,
That's not even his. That's Uberto's line.
I know, that's a blast from the past. We used to do that all the time.
Oh man.
Oh, Claudia.
When
I was a young man.
My dearest Alfred.
Alfred. Anyway.
Sir, have you used the batarang? My batarang. My wook blade.
My wook blade. Oh, good for Roger Craig Smith. He's doing good stuff.
Yeah. What's he doing recently? Has he done much recently?
He's I don't know. Yeah, he's done some stuff recently. Yeah. He's I think he's also quite
He's in a
big
lot of TV.
He's quite big for the voice of Sonic as well, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going so fast.
He doesn't do the Ezio voice.
One might say, Claudia, that I've got to go fast.
Yeah.
Doing a vaguely offensive Italian accent.
No, Arkham Knight. It's my favorite of the Batman games, of the Arkham games. It's so good, man.
That's supposed to be quite a fucking controversial take, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. I think people don't really like the Batmobile, which I find wild because I fucking love it. It's the Batmobile, mate.
Famous for not enjoying a bat tank, though, and I'm pretty sure that is a bat tank.
It's not a bat tank.
But you're definitely missiling cunts.
Yeah, no, it's more. It's not a big long car, you know,
Okay.
which is my ideal Batmobile. But it's not the Tumbler, you know. It's not that. It's kind of like halfway between the two. Really.
And also, you can forgive a tank when you're allowed to shoot missiles from the tank. It's like it's not Chris Nolan's say so when the missiles get fired. It's yours.
Yes, it's my say so.
Yeah.
And also, you're only firing the drones as well. So whatever.
That's right.
No, but just the story of it, I love it. I love it so much. This is like a fucking 8-year-old game at this point. Well, like 9 years old. It came out in 2015, so yeah, 9 years old. But like, it's so good. I think the way it deals out the story in this kind of relationship between Batman and the Joker over the course of the 3 games, and spoiler alert, the Joker dies in the second game, but this third game still deals with the relationship of the Batman and Joker, and it's two actors who are the best who have ever done it. Fucking Conroy and Hamill are so fucking good in the role.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I love it so much. It's my favorite version of Batman, I think. Like,
isn't the Joker dead, but he's like coming to him as an apparition or something?
Batman, spoiler alert, Batman was infected in the course of the second game with the disease that killed the Joker, okay? Because like the Joker injected his own blood into him, and he's infected. And
you're not meant to do that.
It's a fucking weird comic book.
You're not meant to do it, Nathan.
Who cares?
You know, there's people going around London with needles and stuff. They're terrible.
Yeah, awful, horrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yes, he's Joker is in Batman's mind, essentially. So like there's various points in the game where just Joker just like pops up and talks to you. And because like he's only in his mind, only you can see him. Like no one else around you no one else around Batman can see or hear the Joker. And it makes for very fun stuff. It makes for like, because obviously he's in his mind, he knows like Bruce Wayne is Batman and all this sort of stuff, and he knows about like all his secrets, and you just get fun little monologues. But also what's really good about it is the game design, like, because it's obviously set in Gotham itself rather than, you know, just the Asylum or Arkham City and stuff. So you'll be like driving through or just like gliding through Gotham, and you'll like go past the billboards, and the billboards will be like Batman choking the Joker, and you're like, what? That doesn't look right. And then you look again, and it's just a normal billboard.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, and it just has like the infection like slowly taking you over and
so
stuff.
They've designed like each aspect of the game to be viewed, because obviously the player has free reign and choice to look wherever. So they've got like contingencies for all of that thing.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
I will say there's some stuff in it which
that doesn't look right. I check it out now.
There's some stuff in it which isn't. I'm not a huge fan of the ending. And also since Suicide Squad, I guess that's not even the ending, but whatever. And there's like the Arkham Knight is a character, and like in the lead up to the game, the like developers were like, no, he's not any DC comic character, it's this brand new character, we promise, it's this brand new villain, this brand new original villain that we have created for this game. And then there's a point where you're like, about halfway, probably 2/3 into the game, where you're like, oh, I know who this character is now. And then it reveals it, and it is that character. It's very easy to see who the character is from.
Right. I see.
From like, even if you don't know like the comics, like the game pretty much spells it out for you.
Is it a bald man?
It's Robin. It's Jason Todd.
Yeah, but bald, right?
No.
Is he the bald Robin? Which one's the bald?
No,
Robin?
bald Robin is Tim Drake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I got excited recently when a Doctor Who title was revealed, and it was like, it said like Timothy Drake on the thing.
Oh.
And I was like, Robin?
In Docky Who?
In Docky Who?
They're going to the Roger Craig Smith Batverse.
No, I don't think
Doctor.
they are. Anyway, play that 9-year-old game, because it's very good, and it's amazing. It like, it's great gameplay. It looks amazing, I think. It's good stuff. I like it a lot.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first. Go and check out that 9-year-old game and that movie that I didn't really talk about that much.
Yeah. Doing part 7 or whatever.
No, Nathan. There's only 2 parts, and then there is a follow-up called Dune Messiah.
I haven't seen that.
That's not out yet.
To be fair, I haven't seen the others either.
Well, there you go. You're missing out. I genuinely think you'd like it, because you're a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
There's very, like...
I know it, like, inspired Star Wars or whatever, but, like...
Yeah.
But it's not Star Wars, though.
No, I know, but, like, other things can also be
Where
good.
are the lightsabers, Lawrence?
There's not any, Nathan. There's only the Lisan al-Gaib.
You won't catch me watching Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. Thank you.
Don't make that comparison, you naughty boy. The movie that no one saw. But apparently more than Barbie or something.
No, the fucking... Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Have you heard that interview? The logic he does to get to that point is very funny.
There's some real mental hurdles.
Yeah.
It's like, well, technically Netflix says this,
so
which
if
can't
we
be proven.
assume that 10 people, for every one person that watched it, there was actually 10 people in the house watching
they were
it at the
all
same
doing
time.
a Rebel Moon Part 1 watch party. Then in that case, it maybe got close to the numbers of Barbie. Strange. I don't know how Netflix works at all. How do they make money? Just ads?
No, you pay for Netflix. Lawrence.
No, but
That's
like,
how
but
they
like,
make
it's...
money, you dickhead.
No, but I mean, like,
you pay a monthly subscription.
No,
How
but
do
like,
they make money? This thing that I pay
for
20 quid a
fuck's-
month for, and they're constantly raising their prices. How does it make money? I wonder.
I didn't mean to say ads. I meant, how do like individual movies make money? Like, because they say like, oh, Rebel Moon made
They don't.
X amount, and I'm like,
No,
how
but
do you know that?
No, but it's like an equivalent. It's like what it would have made had it been like.
But how do they know
movies
that?
Based on like viewing numbers.
Oh, so how many people? Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still all
But
wrong
it's
and
also
not true.
that's also yes, exactly. That's also a flawed logic, and this is my problem with what Snyder said, because he said like, you know, this many people watched Rebel Moon, so if it had a theatrical release, then it would have made more than Barbie. But like, but that's not true. If
Big
it had a
difference between
theatrical
sitting
release,
on the sofa and going out and watching
exactly.
it.
This is what I'm saying. If it had a theatrical release, not everyone who watched it on Netflix would have gone out to the cinema and watched it.
Do those numbers equate for also the people that put it on and went, oh, I didn't mean to click that, and then turned it off?
And who fell asleep with autoplay on? You know?
Yeah, or who was scrolling down Netflix and it did that thing where it was like, you're now watching this, by the way. And it's like, no, I just stopped scrolling for a second.
Yeah. Oh, I turned that off. Mine doesn't autoplay stuff.
Oh, I need to do it. Every
need to
time
turn
I
that
go on
feature
Netflix,
off.
it bothers me. Yeah.
No, mine just shows it like an image and that's it.
Then how will I come across such stunning titles as Rebel Moon Part 1? And then I think it has another subtitle as well.
Child on Fire or something, isn't it?
I mean, maybe.
I think it is that.
Rebel Moon.
And also, like, didn't they like engineer like a Snyder cut for this movie?
Yeah, and it's on Netflix. Well, it doesn't need another cut. It doesn't need 2. You're not restricted.
They're like, hey everyone, here's Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, but now get ready for the real Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon.
It's
you
such a fucking ham-fisted and misguided attempt to be like, get
It's
ready
so
for the
fucking-
second
yeah.
Snyder cut.
It's so fucking forced.
Yeah.
And such bullshit.
Dear
But
Lord.
hey, his little chuds will eat it up and
That's true.
claim it is better than Star Wars ever was.
That's the worst thing about this all, right? Because it's like, He just can't. They're so embarrassed now that even if he could literally release a video of a dog doing a poo, and they'd be like, the artistry behind this, magic. You guys just can't handle epic scale.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and hey, we'll talk about that maybe in the coming weeks.
Sizzle.
We'll talk about some choices.
Yes, some things,
some dialogue, and some movies.
We certainly will.
Well, one movie.
Indeed, it's the
but
one
I'm
movie
sure we'll talk about more movies during that.
It's the one Batman one that we hadn't done, I guess.
Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, you know that.
You could probably figure that out already.
Yeah, we were from our incredibly subtle fucking puzzle earlier.
But we're not doing that next week. No, next week we're doing this.
This is Burke. Life here is amazing. Dragons used to be a bit of a problem, but now they've all moved in.
Did I tell you that you look amazing today? Because you do.
And with Vikings on the backs of dragons, the world just got a whole lot bigger.
Wahoo, it's not Mario, it's How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Is it part 2 or 2?
It's just 2, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then How to Train Your Dragon Messiah.
We had an email from someone on Still Got Legs who said, "You're fucking insane for not thinking Toothless is cute."
I'm not. And I saw that email, and I'm still right.
You are fucking insane. You're wrong.
I'm going to cut that when I said I am right, and you said you are.
No.
Yep, going to do it. Anyway, I didn't do it.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening. If you've enjoyed the show, please feel free to leave us a 5-star review. It'd be very much appreciated. You can do that directly through your podcast platform of choice. Apple is always a good one because they let you write out a little message that we can see and have a little gander at. Anyway, you can also follow us on Twitter at Another Happy Pod. Be sure to gander over there to keep up with all the latest cool things going on, as well as following the link in our pinned tweet to suggest a topic for us to check out. No promises, who knows? Anything is possible. We've done Saltburn. What else have we done?
What was that one we did? We did one.
The Thing?
Yes, it was The Thing, yeah.
Was there any others?
Suggested by the beautiful boys, the beautiful boy David of the Talking Pictures podcast.
And Brian Furiosa.
Right.
Anyway, Nathan, we have another podcast as well, don't we?
We bloody do, Lawrence, and I'll tell you all about it. It's called Still Got Legs. Are you all right? You're sneezing and coughing up a storm over there.
I think I'm getting ill.
Okay, well, keep that to yourself.
Yeah. Hey.
It's called Still Got Legs. It's our Doctor Who rewatch podcast, where every week we watch and discuss an episode of Doctor Who. Making our way through Series 5. We're having a good time. This coming week, we're going to be joined by Catherine from the Missing Mystic Falls Vampire Diaries rewatch podcast, where we discuss vampires in Venice.
It's the crossover you've all been waiting for.
There we go.
There's also going to be a little minisode going on out there on the Another Happy Studios YouTube channel.
That's up now. Or it should be anyway, if Lawrence has done his job.
It is. I haven't started it yet, but it is. Go and check it out.
No TikToks yet. He's got 2 days to make something happen.
Man, God, I have been on the clock.
Well, we have that famous segment.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, dear. Anyway, thank you for listening. We'll see you next Friday at 10 a.m. Stay tuned, stay frosty, stay sexy, and ultimately stay, I don't know, groovy, I guess. Did I say that already?
Yep.
Stay listening. We need ads. All right,
bye, everyone.
See ya.